Hi guys, I'm Cherie Marie. I haven't been on for a while and I decided to come on today. It's fall, it's time for new beginnings, and I thought maybe it was time for me to start from the beginning. I'm a life coach, and the most asked question I get is, what is a life coach? What does a life coach do? And I thought I'd spend some time getting into that. But before I get into that, I would like to maybe just tell you a little bit about me and how I got started to becoming a life coach. Hi, Artie. Thanks for listening. About 20 years ago, I started to go through a pretty messy divorce, and I went to a therapist, and she was an amazing therapist and taught me so much. It's almost like I needed somebody to mentor me in life. There was so much I didn't know and so much I had to learn, and I was so excited about learning it all. She opened up my eyes to a whole new world. And as I was growing and learning, which is a passion of mine to keep learning, and every time she taught me something new, I saw there was more to learn. And actually, that holds true for today. The more I learn, the more I see there is to learn. But anyway, it was through actually the pain and suffering of going through the divorce that I was open to learning so much about life. Then, at some point through all of this, my sister came to me and said she has a friend who's a life coach. Would I be interested in meeting with her? And I thought, I don't even know what a life coach is or what she does, but I was just so open to learning everything and anything that would help me to feel better. So I just said yes. And I met with her maybe 6 times or something, and boom, 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 everything fell into place. Because what the life coach did, well, first of all, I had this whole base of knowledge that I already had from the therapist, so I don't want to discount that. But what the life coach did was took me where I was and had me focus a little bit more forward and figure out what exactly I wanted. And it was interesting that as soon as I became really clear, things started falling into place. And that's what the life coach did for me. Then, when my kids went away to school, and my last kid, thanks, Artie, when my, you're so sweet, when my last child went away to school, I decided I wanted to do something. Now, I am a piano teacher, and I have been my entire adult life. So I do that from 3 o'clock, after school hours on and on Saturdays. But during the day, my days were not filled, and I wanted to fill them with something productive. And I always had this urge to be of service. So I decided that I was going to become a life coach. That's what I was going to do with my free time till 3 o'clock. So I went to a course. I took a course and I got certified. It took about 2 years, and then I started. And being a life coach actually comes naturally to me because it's not that I'm telling anybody what to do. A life coach helps guide you, helps you figure out what you want to do, and encourages you and helps you keep track of and stay accountable to yourself for what you want to accomplish. So what I was saying is it comes naturally because I've always been a teacher. And if you want to grow as a person, if you want to learn more about yourself, if you just want to learn more, hi Terry, how fun that you came on. If you just want to learn more in general about life and you're going through something and maybe you're struggling and you want some help figuring it out, or maybe there are things that you're struggling with that you'd like to leave alone right now, that's fine too. You don't have to address everything just because you come to a life coach. but I am a natural teacher. So if there's something you want to learn about and we talk about it and you still don't feel comfortable about how it's going, I will explain it a million different ways until you can understand and feel comfortable with it. And that's what teaching and guiding is all about. So I love to do this work because it comes natural to me, and I also feel that I've always been pretty intuitive, so I will not push you. You can always feel comfortable. It's always a safe space for you to come to me and talk. So if you know of anybody or you yourself would like to find out more about life coaching, you can always, email me directly and let me know that. Now, I thought I would spend some time this week talking about life coaching, okay, just to get going on a new path here. So anybody who's interested in getting started, I'm sure there are lots of questions. So if anybody is watching this, whether you watch live or in the replay, and you have questions about, specific questions about what life coaching is, feel free to write them in the comments, and I'm going to try to come back at least a few times this week, maybe every day. I'm going to try for every day, but if I miss a day, you can come back to my page and you're going to see videos all this week. I'm going to talk about what life coaching is. It absolutely changed my life, and I feel excited about offering it to people so you can make a difference in your own life. And yes, thank you, Artie. That's the plan. So, it sounds scary sometimes because you feel like you have to open up and talk about everything, but you only have to talk about what you want to talk about. And it's basically a class on yourself. That's what it is. It's learning about yourself and getting deeper into yourself. And it's the same thing, no matter how much you learn about yourself or get to know yourself, there's always more to get to know. And who do you want to get to know more in this world than yourself? It's a gift to get to know yourself, and it's very relevant if you're listening to any of the speakers around these days. They all talk about being good to yourself, being friends with yourself, and getting to know yourself and what your needs are and taking care of yourself. And life coaching can certainly support you in that. One thing I know for sure is that I've tried to do certain things on my own. And it's really hard to do them on your own. It's important to have a team, to have supporters, to have people you can go to help you along this path. Yes, and RT, you are one of them, so thank you for being that for me. And also, when you're working on things, it's sort of interesting because I have a friend, and if she's listening to this at any point, you'll know who you are. But she's 20 years younger than me. Our birthdays are like 20 years apart. But thank you, RT. But it's interesting that whenever we talk, we totally get what each other is going through. Now, we haven't been through the same things at all. If you compared our stories, if you compared apples with apples, we have not been through anything the same. Our lives have been completely different. But when we talk, we totally get each other because we're humans and we're having human experiences. And a lot of the emotions we feel we can relate to no matter what the story is. So I think that's important to know when you're going for someone to support you, that I can relate. I didn't get to this place in my life because I, skated through life here. I had to go through things, and I continue to have to go through things, and that's how we grow. And even though I always say I love growing, I sort of hate growing too because it's always uncomfortable. Growing pains are definitely uncomfortable. But I know that on the other side, I'm always very happy that I put myself through it. Okay, so this has been day one of talking about how you can get some support and a little bit about me and my story on becoming a life coach. And I'm going to talk about more life coaching this week. So again, whether you listen live or on the replay, if you have anything you want answered in the next video, just leave a comment below and check back on my page for more videos this week and learn more about life coaching. And yes, thank you, Artie. Growing pains are tough, but you are stronger on the other end. And thank you, Artie, for your support today and for being here. And for everybody who listens to the replay, thank you for listening. And I will see you next time on the next video about life coaching. All right, guys, bye for now.